You never notice the rail until it cracks. The train rides smooth, passengers clap for the engine, traders buy tickets and sell them again. But no one thanks the line of steel that carries it all, until the day it breaks, and then the world remembers the track was always the story. What if the backbone of tomorrow's money isn't the coins screaming their price, but the silent ledger already humming beneath it all? Welcome to the invisible rail. Welcome to the XRPL. History hides its lessons underfoot. The 19th century was not ruled by iron horses, but by iron rails. Engines may have stolen the songs, but the empire was built on tracks. The densest networks of rails ruled trade. Nations that laid them fastest bent the map to their will. Yet ask the travelers of those days what mattered, and they would boast of speed, of whistles, of golden tickets. They forgot the rails, until one cracked, and suddenly the truth was clear. Without rails, nothing moves. Finance lives the same illusion today. Everyone stares at engines, markets, tokens, screens flashing green and red. But the real question is unchanged. What rail carries the value? The Tower of Babel fell not from stone, but from speech. Tongues fractured, unity dissolved, and progress stopped. The modern Tower of Finance is no different. Currencies are fractured tongues. Ledgers are dialects. Every border demands translation, and every translation demands a toll. ACH, SEPA, CHAPS, SWIFT. Different tongues, different delays, different fees. Money does not move. It limps. It stumbles like a weary traveler, waiting days just to cross a border. And while it waits, the world pays. But the tower trembles again. And unlike the first Babel, this time there is a language of settlement that does not fracture. A tongue so quiet it is almost invisible. The XRP ledger. But here lies another riddle. Not all ledgers are the same. Banks keep private ledgers, closed books, walled gardens. Inside their walls, value moves quickly. But when it leaves, translation begins. Intermediaries, delays, and toll collectors. Private ledgers serve their masters, not the world. The XRP ledger is public, open, decentralized, impartial. No single bank owns it. No nation controls it, yet all can rely on its truth. Where private ledgers fragment, XRPL unifies. Where private ledgers compete, XRPL connects. And here is the secret. Even if banks cling to their private rails, the moment they must cross borders, they need a bridge. XRP is one such bridge, a neutral fuel, flowing on the public rail, translating fractured tongues in real time. Others compete, stablecoins, other blockchains like Stellar, but XRP's efficiency and neutrality make it a powerful contender. Now the riddle sharpens, because here lies the confusion that blinds most. The XRP ledger is the rail, the track itself, a decentralized spine of steel carrying value across the world in seconds, impartial to politics, indifferent to borders. And XRP is the fuel, the native asset that moves along the ledger, providing liquidity and bridging fractured tongues. Ledger and token, rail and fuel. One without the other is incomplete. But another question lurks in the shadows. If banks build their private rails, does XRP fade into silence? No. For every walled garden, there is still a gate, and when value leaves those walls, it must cross a bridge. That bridge is XRP. Here's the twist. XRP is finite, a fixed supply. Every transaction burns a drop, gone forever. So what happens when demand grows? When billions in value seek passage across a finite river? The water level rises. Utility creates demand. Demand meets scarcity. Scarcity lifts price. This is no carnival pump, no gambler's firework. It's mathematics, the economy of rails. The more traffic they carry, the more precious the fuel that moves them becomes. XRP doesn't rise because speculators cheer. It rises because the world cannot move without it. Empires love fireworks, parades, flags, promises of eternity. But fireworks fade, rails remain. Crypto carnival barkers play the same game. Candles, coins, noise. Yet do you judge a bridge by the fireworks overhead, or by the weight it carries in silence? The XRP ledger doesn't cheer. It doesn't boast. It settles. No politics, no pageantry. Infrastructure only. Rails don't need fireworks. Rails only need to work. The world still rides on rust. Swift, born in the 1970s, still pretends to be the rail of the world. But Swift isn't a rail, it's a messenger. It passes notes and prays the value arrives. 3 days of processing, fees piled like bricks. Banks patch the gaps with private ledgers, efficient inside, broken outside. Together they form a quilt of isolation, a map of friction. Collapse is not if, it's when. And when it breaks, the world will ask, what else is there? And the invisible rail will whisper, I was here all along. The global economy is a body. Currencies are blood, markets are organs, nations limbs. But the spine, the settlement rail, is what keeps the body upright. Without the spine, trade is a corpse. The XRP ledger is that spine, not loud, not flashy, but the backbone you forget until you fall. Imagine 2 travelers. One builds roads, the other sells fuel. Without my road, says one, no journey exists. Without my fuel, says the other, no engine runs. Both are right. The rail is nothing without fuel. The fuel is useless without the rail. Together, they make the journey possible. The world stares at the ticker. Price rising, price falling, gamblers cheering or cursing, but price is not settlement. Speculation is a carnival, temporary, loud, easily forgotten. Settlement is civilization, quiet, permanent, built to endure. You can gamble with tickets, but without rails, no train runs. You can chase price, but without infrastructure, no value moves. So I ask you, do you want the noise of fireworks or the silence of rails? You don't thank the rail until it cracks. You don't thank the spine until it bends, and you don't understand value until you watch how it settles. Empires rise, engines fall, but rails remain. The XRP ledger is that rail. XRP is the fuel that moves across it. Together, they are the hidden backbone of the global economy. Not a coin you gamble on, but the infrastructure already carrying value beneath your feet. The invisible rail, the untold spine, the settlement layer history will remember.